Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rare, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Tafua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Agnesi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Bula, my name is Tisa. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, I'm Amrita Priyadarshini, and on FPC News, tonight, PSV operators for new Raralevu bypass call for fare increase due to longer route. Third man charged in relation to ammunition find in Lautoka. And school zoning cannot be blamed for overcrowding, says Education Minister. Public service vehicle operators catering for the new bypass on the Bautikina Road are calling for an increase in fares due to the longer distance they now have to cover. The new 7.3-kilometer bypass was opened yesterday due to a slip at Kasavu caused by heavy rain. Savara Tambua tells us more.
The first 3 kilometers of the bypass is newly constructed, whereas the remaining 4 kilometers towards Kings Road is a gravel road that, according to those that frequent the area, hasn't been maintained for a number of years. This, coupled with a long distance, has got most PSV drivers who transport passengers to Korbo claiming for an increase in fares.
I believe the existing fare is not enough, since the route through the bypass is very long and fares are needed to be increased.
The condition of the new bypass is not good, and secondly, it's really long, and I believe the fare should be increased.
It's possible for the responsible authority who is in charge of fares to increase the amount allocated for the new bypass, since it's really long and not in a good condition.
FRA Chief Executive John Hutchinson says this is an unforeseen circumstances that PSV drivers need to understand.
I can probably understand why the Fiji bus owners or the public transport want to increase the fares, because it's an extra 7 kilometres in length of the route. But I also would say that they are providing a service to the public, and that had the road not slipped, they would continuing to be accessing through there.
Passengers have also shared their concerns.
I'm requesting for no changes to be made on the existing fares to and from Korbo.
$50 that we are currently paying is enough, and I don't believe we will be able to afford if there is an increase.
As the debate continues behind the scenes between public transport and passengers, those that actually make the decisions have preferred to stay silent, at least for now. Assistant Minister for Transport Vijay Nath says proper consultations will be done first before a decision is made. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
A third man has been charged in relation to the discovery of 179 M16 live center fire cartridges. The man was arrested on Sunday and appeared this afternoon at the Lautoka Magistrates Court, charged with being in possession of arms and ammunition without a license. 47-year-old Vijay Singh is a mechanic and is alleged to be the third accomplice in a case involving 2 other men, Ayaz Muhammad Musa and Naushad Ali, who appeared in court yesterday. Singh was refused bail today and will reappear on January 23rd along with the 2 other men. School zoning cannot be blamed for overcrowding in schools, says Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy. The minister was approached by FPC News on the subject, considering overcrowding was a major concern last year. Senia Nimboila reports.
Overcrowding of classrooms, especially in urban areas, is becoming common and is a major focus for the Education Ministry this year. Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says they have mapped out plans to counter overcrowding, but it will take time.
7 students in a class, 10 students in a class. Now this is happening because of the migration from rural to urban. While at the same time what we are doing is we are constructing additional classrooms, additional schools in the urban area. It will take time.
As for the zoning policy, Dr. Reddy says it would be the answer to overcrowding if it was adhered to.
Boarding of students have nothing to do with zoning. In fact, zoning, if you strictly adhere to zoning in the rural areas, then it will have a positive impact on reducing class sizes in the urban area. But what we are saying is that we are flexible in terms of ensuring that schools in the urban area first take students around that school from the feeder school.
Rural schools, the number is okay because the ratio of the student-teacher ratio is 1 to 20. But for schools in Suba, in urban schools, I think it's very overcrowded.
The classroom is enough for all of us.
A lot of students, they don't go to school, so they prefer staying home because the school's overcrowded.
Dr. Reddy has reiterated that all students from within a particular zone must be admitted first into schools in that zone before chances are given to students from a different zone. Sainiani Mboila, ABC News.
19-year-old Sela Rayawa and 28-year-old Kaminieli Turangalolo, both alleged to have been involved in the robbery of the Total Service Station in Lodala Beach on Saturday, have been denied bail by the Nasinu Magistrates Court. The two are charged with aggravated robbery. They are also charged with 1 count each of breaking implements, 1 count each of going equipped, 1 count each of damaging property, and 1 count each of resisting arrest. Police prosecutors requested that they be further remanded in custody as they are allegedly involved in similar previous cases. The matter has been adjourned to 17th January. The only declaration of assets and liabilities made by suspended opposition MP Ratu Iso Tikotha was a car debt of $500 at Palas Motors. This was revealed in court this morning by Supervisor of Elections and Registrar of Political Parties Mohammed Saneem. He was the second state witness in Tikotha's trial for failing to declare his liabilities before becoming a candidate in the 2014 general elections. Ali Kimbia has more.
When giving evidence in court today, second state witness Mohammed Saneem said that he received an email from the Ministry of Finance on the 13th of February 2015 stating Tikotha's debt to government. However, this was not declared by Tikotha. During his cross-examination, Defense Counsel Tsolame Ulundole asked Saneem on whether the declaration of assets and liabilities was part of the nomination of candidates. Saneem said it was part of the nomination and Tikotha should have followed all procedures. Ulundole then asked Saneem if the debt owed to government falls within the 5-year period in which Tikotha should declare his assets and liabilities. Ulundole claims that Tikotha had already paid his debt to government. Saneem maintains that he received the email from the Finance Ministry stating that Tikotha owed money to government amounting to over $90,000, which led to the investigation. Tikotha's trial continues tomorrow. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
In the news ahead, 4-lane project nears completion. And more ambulance is needed. Stay with us for more details.
मेरा नाम कमल रोशनी है। हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है। हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Badals. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तवरा में रहता है सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम इज वेरी हॉट।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back. You're with FBC News. Now, work on the 4-lane project currently underway in Matinta is close to completion. Fiji Roads Authority had contracted the work to Higgins and says that despite some setbacks, work is on schedule and within budget. Ellen Stoltz has more.
The project is at 60% and is due to be completed in August next year.
We have a single lane, then we got delays and other things, and really sometimes we are late.
It was very bad because they were started working, so at the moment it's good, going well.
Fiji Roads Authority Chief Executive John Hutchinson says over the last 18 months, despite delays, work has progressed well.
When we have the cooperation of the public and the assistance of the public, we can progress works to schedule. And right now we are on track.
Higgins was contracted to carry out the project, and one of the major challenges for them involved excavation and not knowing what infrastructure lay beneath the earth.
Not only ourselves but WAF, FEA, TFL don't know exactly where something is in the ground. We know that there's a pipeline there or an electricity cable there or a optic fibre cable, but exactly where it is we're not 100% sure. So we have to do a lot of testing to make certain that we don't cut a hole through something or break it whilst we're digging it up, because as you can appreciate, all of those lines are live, and if we happen to knock a hole in something or break something, it disrupts the general community.
The vision for Namaka, Matinta and the Nandi Township is to have a series of significantly commercial centres featuring ease of transport and attractions for both local and tourists alike. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
There is a need for more ambulances to help meet the high demand from the public. St. John Ambulance Manager Lautoka says it's hard to keep up as they receive an average of up to 10 calls per day with just 2 wagons available. Kelly Vadala reports.
Ambulance services are critical, especially in emergency situations, but it's hard to attend to every emergency call if the resources are not available.
We have only 2 ambulances available, and sometimes they are on runs or on emergency calls, and someone calls in and the ambulance isn't available. So that is a problem at the moment. But we normally tell them that as soon as the ambulance is available, we will attend to it.
Lloyd Artek says as much as they would like to be more efficient, their current fleet is not allowing them to. Their only option would be to get in more vehicles, and for that they need help.
We are looking at outside help or to help us assist us in providing new ambulance to improve our services to the general public.
The few that we spoke to shared similar concerns.
The relevant authorities will actually look into it if they can try and get these services a little bit better than what is expected from them.
I stay at Vunindawa, and sometimes we need an ambulance and we're told to take the patient straight to the hospital ourselves.
They don't make it on time. Sometimes they're so aggressive on road. You see the accident going on. Some of them are pushed with the ambulance.
Artek has given his assurances that St. John's ambulance services are doing their best to attend to as many emergency cases as they can with what they've got. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
The Ministry of Health is investigating a video showing nurses in uniform singing their version of Jingle Bells with the word "patient smells." The video has now gone viral on social media. Minister Rosie Akbar says the contents of the video are disturbing and has asked the Director of Nursing to initiate a detailed and urgent investigation. Akbar has also apologized to patients and members of the public who may have been offended by the behavior. She says she is sure the staff involved did not intend to show contempt for their patients, but insists there is no excuse for the conduct shown in the video. Fiji's presidency of COP23 in Bonn, Germany next month is vital because we represent the whole Pacific on the global stage. Minister for Disaster Management Inia Seriratu says there are vulnerable island states looking forward to Fiji's role in COP23 given the recent disasters and climate change effects.
Fiji's role in the global community is critical, or the Pacific's role within the wider global community is critical at this stage. The increase in occurrence and strength of natural disasters in the South Pacific region gives rise to the importance for government officials and other stakeholders to gain proper knowledge and better understanding on our vast exclusive economic zones.
It's time for sports with Jamie.
Nakamrita, and good evening. After the break, despite missing nomination for FRU event, Ryan scoops another award overseas. And national netball coach expresses disappointment on player commitment. Details coming up.
Na yalangunga andi moala rarara ranalika o tikongona taunu singatoka ando talisaka na wakaronga ng Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Ya dora chubuni kurnambili. Ibora ni patukara hambara binaranga. Do talitakina na wakaronga ng Bula FM number 2 na serre. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 en seri.
No local rugby unions nominated Ben Ryan for the Coach of the Year award. That's the confirmation from Fiji Rugby Union CEO John O'Connor when approached by APC Sports for comment on why the Olympic gold medal winning coach wasn't shortlisted. Meanwhile, Vodafone Fiji Sevens wing Savanatha Rawatha has pulled out of the national team camp. Rawatha, who was part of the Olympic gold medal winning team, will be joining a club in France. He was released today by coach Gareth Baber to make arrangements for the move. Baber confirms Rawatha approached him this morning and sought to be released from camp to prepare for his possible departure to undertake a professional rugby career. It's just hours away from the start of the Digicel Punjas International Youth Series, and concerns have surfaced from Fiji netball coach Vicky Wilson on player availability. Wilson says players were pulling out of the team due to other commitments, but maintains that team focus and morale remains high. Vaishnav Prasad has the details.
The youth series will be Vicky Wilson's second tournament as the Fiji Pearls coach, and she isn't letting her disappointment go unnoticed. The subject of that disappointment, players choosing club commitments over national duties, especially after all the work that has been put in.
Sariana Marangi is no longer with us, so she's pulled out of the squad. Kalera was invited to come in. She's been schooled in New Zealand for the last 2 years, and she has opted not to take up the invitation, which is extremely disappointing because she has had experience with the Pearls.
Wilson says they're working alongside New Zealand to find ways to ensure players fulfill their national duties.
Fiji Netball is working closely with Netball New Zealand because they have a rule in their competition that if you play, they won't allow international players to play in their second-tier competition.
Coach goes on to say that there are ways that players can ply their trade overseas while staying committed to the national team.
I would love to see the girls be professional netballers and earn money from the game if the opportunity arose. But what I don't want is to see them not play for Fiji.
Despite the disappointment, the coach is optimistic of a good outing, saying the Baby Pearls are more than ready to take on Australia in their first match at 6:40 p.m. tomorrow. Vaishnav Prasad, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, all eyes will be on World Junior Champions New Zealand when they take on Samoa in the first match tomorrow. The Samoans hope to come out strong, while New Zealand is looking forward to meet the best two teams of the Pacific in the series. Vaishnav Prasad has more.
A confident-looking New Zealand netball under-21s are here to stem their mark in the Digicel Punjas International Series.
Just really excited to get out there and play the opposition and see where we're at and use it as an experience to get away to Botswana.
The challenge from Samoa and Fiji are not being underestimated by the New Zealanders, who are wary of arch-rivals Australia.
This is a really, really important trip for us in terms of tactics and getting together as a team.
It's a totally different story for the Samoans, who are psyching themselves up before facing New Zealand.
Going out there with expectations to beat the number one in the world. They're going out with their expectations on how well they're going to execute their game plan.
Samoa takes on New Zealand in the first match of the series tomorrow at the Vodafone Arena. Vaishnav Prasad, FBC Sports.
Vodafone Fiji Under-17 rep Mohamed Nazil is looking forward to the Oceania Championships in Tahiti in February. Nazil recently returned from New Zealand, where he spent 3 months in an OFC player development program. Rohit Deo reports.
Mohamed Nazil returned from New Zealand much more confident and ready to share his knowledge with his teammates.
The training back there was pretty different from back here, because we used to do a lot of ball work and stuff. We didn't even run like we used to do physicals here, everything with balls and stuff.
Nazil says the 3 months overseas involved a lot of practical exercises, which has seen him become a better player.
We had camera sessions and stuff, like, because when we came in, like, we didn't have like that much confidence of talking. We were shy and stuff, and they gave us the training and they built our confidence and stuff. And also we got to know their cultures and stuff.
Coach Shalen Lally is pleased with the progress Nazil has made and says he will now need to gel in with the team.
He has gelled in with the boys playing build-up games here in Fiji, but then again he needs to come up to where he was. But there is more of technical abilities that he has gained in.
Nazil is one of the top candidates to lead the team into the tournament. The Oceania qualifiers in Tahiti kicks off on the 11th of next month. Fiji's first match is against the Solomon Islands the next day. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Fiji men's hockey team is the lowest ranked of 7 teams that will take part in the World League Round 2 competition in Bangladesh 2 months from now. However, Coach Hector Smith Sr. says this will not deter them from giving it their best. Rohit Deo tells us more.
Less than 2 months away from the World League Round 2 competition, and it's been so far so good for the national side.
Good thing is we have 9 under 21 players in the side. So our new players coming through, they've been performing in senior competitions here. And we have some very good seasoned players that are in amongst them.
Team manager Chone Rangaungau, who has visited Bangladesh a couple of times, says acclimatization should not be an issue for the team.
The weather is sort of the same, but it's a lot more humid outside. So I think we need to do a lot more conditioning training just so that we're transitioning very well into the climate and things like that.
The team is facing financial issues, which is nothing new for hockey in Fiji, but Smith says that hopes are high this issue will be sorted.
It's something that we hope for and we keep asking for. But I guess maybe there's a limited pool out there.
The competition takes place from the 4th to the 12th of March, and Fiji will be up against some of the best in the sport in the likes of China, Canada, Sri Lanka and Oman. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The newly formed USP Islanders Club will be hosting a 9th tournament this Saturday at the USP grounds. 8 teams have confirmed participation in the event, with more expected in the coming days. The winner will walk away with $1,000.
There's a big plan ahead for next year. There's a plan for the team to have a tour to Australia. I think we have officials who are making the arrangement for us.
That's sports for this evening. It's back to Amrita now with business.
The Sugarcane Growers Fund is ready to provide soft loans to cane farmers to assist them for small-scale use. Fund Acting Chief Executive Vima Dutt says the farmers can use the money for their children's education. He says the soft loan will also assist farmers who have been affected by the recent flooding. Farmers can get a loan of around $5,000 from the fund. Pretty simple, clear sunny spells and humid conditions prevailed over most of the country today, apart from afternoon drizzles in some places. Now in temperatures, all major centres experienced temperatures in the lower 30-degree range. Well, for tomorrow, you can expect some scattered showers and perhaps thunderstorms in the evening or overnight. And it'll be warm and humid once again with a chance of showers. Looking further onto Thursday, the warm, humid conditions will continue. Showers can be expected in the Eastern Division. At sea, you can expect northeast winds 10 to 15 knots and turning easterly tomorrow. Recapping the main stories. PSV operators for new Raralevo bypass call for fare increase due to longer route. Third man charged in relation to ammunition find in Lautoka. And school zoning cannot be blamed for overcrowding, says the Education Minister. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. This week's poll question: are you looking forward to the end of daylight savings? To answer, you can visit our FBC website. And do send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizens@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News, and if you're on Twitter, you can follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News, or simply #FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. This is FBC News. Have a good evening.
Hola, we from Lautoka.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is Kanto. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Mula Fiji, my name is Florence Ratu. I'm from Core Number 1 in Tavua, and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits every day and all day.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm from the soccer crazy town of Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.